Yo, it's your boy with About Life, your boy Shane, aka Crypto Dragon, aka Art Boy, aka Mega Man. You know what it is. Anyways, today we're going back into health again. This is our health number 2 segment. I'm going back into David Sinclair because this guy has incredible evidence, and I'm really trying to get people to go watch his podcast, man. It's freaking amazing. It is amazing. This guy's reversing aging. He's given scientific proof. You could look up all the documentation yourself. I have done it. You could look it all up right on anywhere on all types of forms of internet. You could look it all up. You could find all the information and all the data. It's right there for you. So with this video, once again, we're sticking with fasting for a little while. Like I said, fasting is probably like the number one thing in health right now that's not being used. People are trying to try all these diets, trying to do all these things, getting all super jacked, doing all this crazy shit. And in reality, they might be hurting themselves because they ain't fasting. So building muscle can technically age you faster if you're not doing it properly, right? So anyways, he goes into how to fast. You know, a lot of us talk about, like me, fast, go fast, do this, do this. I can't expect anybody to do what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own stuff, and he makes this clear. He specifies it pretty interesting. I'll let y'all watch him and see what y'all think of him. But fasting is everything, man. He in this video right here, which is what to eat and where to eat for longevity. I mean, when to eat for longevity, dude. He nails so much crazy topics, man. That it's just mind blowing. He talks about the benefit for cancer, diabetes, all these diseases. Technically, can almost or kind of be obliterated if you fast, man. Because basically when you fast, your body starts to eat all them dead cells and all that good stuff, and then pretty much produces new healthy proteins for you when it eats all that stuff away, instead of it letting it linger in your body and creating massive amount of diseases, right? Obviously, another good source you can go to is Dr. Sabi. He's another good source you can go to as well. But I like this guy David Sinclair right now because he's given some pretty good solid scientific evidence behind stuff that's backing him, right? And he's nailing it on the head, man. Him and Dr. Sabi kind of agree, man. A plant-based diet is kind of like the number one way to go. The only difference between him and Dr. Sabi is he states that eating fish is also highly beneficial because the omega-3s that your body needs. It gives you certain nutrients that your body really, really, really needs, especially for brain health, man. And especially for aging. There's something in there that helps us, right? But Dr. Sabi stated that you can get those same minerals from sea moss, right? So that's another interesting topic to do. I will be throwing Dr. Sabi's videos on here. Best believe I will be getting some really good ones that I really like that I would throw on here as well. And remember, this is only the beginning. I'm just trying to start with fasting because I think fasting it changed my life, and I think it's like the number one thing for people to actually look into and do when it comes to health, like obesity, diabetes, cancer, heart problems, anything. Fasting is kind of the route to go to get where you're trying to go. So with that being said, let's begin with David Sinclair's lifespan podcast and see where that goes. You know what I'm saying? So give me a second. I'm gonna start this video up. Here we go. Let's do this. Let's go.
Calorie restriction, but we haven't sort of talked about like what that actually means. Let's talk about, because there's a lot. I mean, if somebody goes online right now, they can say like, how should I fast? They're going to get 1,000 different recommendations.
It's confusing for sure.
It's really confusing. Do we want to just talk about like what some of these fasting regimens are?
For sure. Let's do that. And we talked about them in our book, so that's also a resource. I get questions every day from people. How should I fast? And my first answer is, well, you're an individual. You've got a different lifestyle, different tolerance for pain and hunger. You're a female or a male.
So true.
A different microbiome. These are really important things to take into consideration when we recommend things. What we're saying is, you can try this. If it doesn't work for you, try something else. But also, just to talk about one of our sponsors, Inside Tracker. I use Inside Tracker because it's not just, oh, I feel better today. We actually have to measure things, get a dashboard on your body to know if the what you're doing, whether it's exercise or in this case, your diet and when you eat, is working for you. And that's why I've been able to optimize my diet over the last
I will be looking in the inside tracker and using it on myself so I could show y'all what it's like live with me, instead of y'all going out there buying it and I know what the heck it is. So I'm thinking about trying it for myself. Actually, matter of fact, I'm going to look into it. I'll be bringing that up somewhere deep in the health segment at some point in time. So I will be doing that.
20, in fact 30 years. I'm not just guessing, I'm actually measuring it. Yeah.
You're measuring. It's a little insane that the way that we sort of like went about testing out whether or not these different eating regimens were working for us is like, do I feel better? Do I not feel better? It's so vague. It's really nebulous.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't drive a car without a dashboard, so why do we do that for our bodies, which are even more important?
Facts.
Bad habits.
Yeah.
That's what we did, right? That's what we've always done. I feel bad. I don't feel good.
Yeah. Well, this is why I have autopilot. I drive a little crazy. I do that with my body as well. It's all an experiment. But let's go through the diets. Okay, so there's a fasting mimicking diet. Volta Longo, colleague of mine from UCLA, is a proponent of that. That's a diet that lowers mTOR activity. It's low in these branched chain amino acids that I mentioned.
Okay, and is that a diet that mimics fasting, or does that include periods of actually not taking in any calories?
It's both, but you don't have to be as rigorous about the period. The food itself will mimic it.
So the food itself is being processed by your body in such a way that the body is like, I could really use a little bit more, or I could really like a little bit more. Like that.
You want the body to be in a state of perceived adversity. Oh my goodness, I'm running out of food. I'm not eating meat anymore because plants have less of these amino acids. So it responds to that low amino acid input. Volta's done some great work. Over the last few years, he and his group have shown that on this fasting mimicking diet, which they can send to your home, that actually helps cancer patients survive and get over chemotherapy quicker. Again, more evidence that fasting is good, not just for longevity, but for diseases.
That's nice right there.
The next one let's talk about, which a lot of people call intermittent fasting.
Yes, I've done that for 2 years.
This is a period if you go longer than a day. Some people do 3 days, some people go for a week. I wouldn't go longer than that because then you'll start chewing up your muscle, which you don't want to do. But these long extended periods are doing a real deep cleanse on the body and turning on that autophagy, that process of recycling proteins very deeply, especially once you get beyond the 3-day mark, when your metabolism switches into what's called chaperone-mediated autophagy, the deep cleanse. So that's fasting. And then there's time-restricted feeding, which is what I do, because I'm not very good at going beyond 24 hours.
Well, I think most people would really, really struggle to get there.
Yeah, time-restricted feeding, which is what I do, which is try not to eat till dinner. That's hard enough. My hat's off to people like Peter Attia, the doctor and podcaster many of our audience will have heard of. He can go for a week, and he's got a lot of willpower. If you've ever met the guy, he's different than me. I'm more of a hedonist, but
Is he grumpier at the end of the week, do you think, than he is at the beginning of the week, though? I mean, like, after all of that time?
He's always serious. That's what I can tell you. But brilliant. But let's get back to this time-restricted feeding.
Yeah, what he's about to go into is pretty interesting, so pay attention. Feeding is pretty interesting. I think it could work for a lot of you. So, like I said, pay attention real quick.
You want to have at least 16 hours of not eating or not eating very much. And then you can have 8 hours. So typically that means having a late lunch if you skip breakfast. Or if you prefer to skip dinner, skip that.
Because what you got to remember here is that there's a period of sleep in which you are not eating. And
that's the easy part.
What you're really doing is tacking on hours to the front of that and tacking on hours to the back of that.
That's right. So when people say I'm skipping lunch, that's not as helpful. And so what I've done in my life, let's just use me as an example of an average human being, because I'm pretty lazy and I'm not that driven. I prefer to take a pill, which is not the right thing. What I started out in my life was not to eat breakfast, and that pretty much been doing that since I was a teenager. And that for me works because I'm not really hungry in the morning. I have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and I still do that. A little bit of yogurt to mix my supplements with to dissolve them, but that's it.
So basically, what he's saying is just to get it to you real quick, basically, what he's saying is you don't eat till dinner time, right? You eat that one meal, that dinner time meal, right? And I get it. I get it. People want to do what they want to do. They want to eat what they want to eat. All that good stuff. I understand. I get it. But that was done when you were younger. Now that you're older, you got to show some discipline, man. We should be working on this, because the longer we live, the more we accomplish, the better our families are in the future, right? So somebody got to make that sacrifice to do these things, right? Somebody got to do it. And remember, he didn't say how much you need to eat that one meal a day. Eat as much as you want that one meal a day. Or at least 2 meals a day. Maybe skip breakfast, right? And just eat lunch and dinner. Something like that, But it's for your health, man. Fasting is important. I do a whole 24 hours. I could do more than that. I could do 2 days, 3 days. I've done it before. But not everybody's gonna be like me. You know what I mean? But anyways, that's our health segment. I will get more into this stuff. I'm just trying to drop quick little things for y'all to stay on top of. As you see all these videos over here by David Sinclair, I'm gonna try to get into a little bit of all those. And then obviously I'm going to get into some Dr. Sabi as well. And I got this amazing woman on my YouTube that I'm subscribed to her channel with hair. So I'm going to be going into that. All you fellas out there that have hair problems, I got you. I'm going to be helping y'all out with that stuff too as well. All types of stuff, man. Supplements, diets. We're gonna get into a lot of stuff. So, but that's our health. That's our fasting segment. A little something for y'all. I love each and every one of y'all. Thank you for watching. If you do want more of this, you easily go watch David Sinclair's podcast yourself, or you can stick with me, and I'm gonna get to little segments and piece by piece here and there. You know what I'm saying? For those that don't want to watch a hour-long video, right? I got you. So I love each and every one of y'all. Make sure you share, like, subscribe, and follow. Hit your boy up if you need some help. You got any ideas, whatever, hit me up on any of my social media platforms. Y'all already know what it is. So have a good day. Enjoy yourself. This is about life. We in here. We doing this. All right, y'all. Bye.